Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Time is it, babe?
Like 9:30.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Everybody's feeling a little better than the other day, other than Mom. Mom's still coughing up a lung. But I think we're gonna make it through 8 days here. I hope. Girls are gonna make it through 8 days?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so we're at Animal Kingdom today. Just finished the other Pandora type avatar ride. The Pandora, what's that one? It's 4 hours long.
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage, 4 hours long. We're not doing it today. We did that day one. We are gonna go, we have a fast pass for Kilimanjaro.
Safaris, yep.
We're gonna do the safari right now, and I'll take some footage of that. Other than that, we're just gonna cruise along and see what we can find. We'll catch up with you guys later. Bye.
Just a few quick reminders. Please remain fully seated at all times. That includes little ones. They are more than welcome to sit on your lap, but that is where they must stay seated at all times. That means no lap passing, lap standing, or lap simbing. They must remain fully seated, just like you should be. This is a photo safari, so go ahead and take those pictures. Just hold on nice and tight to anything you don't want to lose out here, like your cameras and phones. If you drop something, I cannot stop to get it. While you take those pictures as well, make sure to keep all hands, fingers, head, shoulders, knees, toes inside the truck at all times as well. We'll get going here in just a moment. Need to wait on a little clearance from the warden. It's a great time to get your cameras out and ready. Those animals are real. They will be moving, and we will be moving as well. So do keep that in mind. I unfortunately cannot stop for every single animal that we see, and not all of them are going to stop for us either.
We
got the okay from the wardens. So we're going to head on in here to the Little Ituri Forest, home to some of the more shy and reclusive animals on the reserve. Male and female bongos do have the horns, but the female's horns are typically crossed, like that one there on our right.
This one, the female.
The rest of the families just up ahead here, going to be on our left side actually, and I'll pull up just a bit more so you can see that rhino again. You can see the top of one if you look at that tree there. It's no bigger rock, but it's a little smooth. But you can see the cousins to the bongo here as well. These are greater kudu, second tallest of the antelope species, standing about 55 inches at the shoulder. Unlike their cousins, only male kudu have horns, so we can tell that these are female.
Oh, look at it.
We are headed out of the Ituri Forest, making our way down to the Safi River. It's home to some of Africa's most dangerous animals. How do you know what that means? Hippos. Maybe when I say hippo, danger doesn't exactly come to mind, but they are considered to be one of the deadliest animals in Africa. They are extremely territorial. They're actually known to attack boats and people. They spend most of their day in the water, staying submerged for up to 8 minutes at a time, which gives them a great element of surprise on intruders. They also like to show off their very large teeth. They are herbivores. They don't eat meat, but they are still pretty intimidating to look at. You can see a couple of intimidating hippos up ahead here on our right. See how big they are out of water. Males can reach about 5,500 pounds. There's a lot of hippo coming at you when they're angry. Quite a few humps on our left there in the water as well. Just make sure all the little ones are staying seated, please.
They don't look too hungry, do they?
Wow, yeah, they do too.
You wouldn't think the most fearsome animal in these waters would be facing many dangers, but their large teeth are made of ivory, just like an elephant's tusks. It means that every day they grow closer and closer to endangerment due to illegal poaching. The dark and murky waters of the river aren't just a great hideaway for hippos, but for lurking crocodiles as well. One of the largest species of crocodilian in Africa is the Nile crocodile. They can be as long as a giraffe is tall, which is about 20 feet. Well, crocodiles, they're carnivores, so again, friendly reminder, please stay seated. See a giraffe on our left there as well. Giraffes are a migratory species. They do walk around quite a bit. Really only sleep about 30 minutes a day. It's not usually all at the same time. They spend most of their day eating, about 16 to 20 hours of it. Since they do, they have all the tools that they need to help them reach their food. Long necks, long legs. They also have very long tongues as well. Their tongues are prehensile, so they act as an extra appendage to grab on. They can extend to an additional 18 inches to help them reach those high branches. See a little bit of that unique landscape as you drive around out here. Lots of termite mounds serve as great vantage points and scratching posts for some of the animals in the area. They are typically made of dirt, termite saliva, and poop. They bake in the sun to a concrete texture. They do look pretty solid, but they are porous. They have lots of air pockets for ventilation as well as tunnel systems so the termites can move around. You can see some of the smaller members of that giraffe family there. Judging by their size, they'll be about 3 or 4 months old. Baby giraffes aren't exactly born small. They can be born about 6 feet tall, weighing 150 pounds. On top of giving birth to a 6-foot baby, giraffes also have a gestation period of about 12 to 14 months.
We're in the road.
We'll still try and get closer, but we can hang out here for a second while they decide to get on their way. Well, there are 9 different subspecies of giraffes in the world. Most of them are pretty hard to tell apart, aside from reticulated giraffes. The ones on the reserve, though, are Maasai giraffes, named after the Maasai tribe of Eastern Africa.
Amazing, hey? Look at that one's looking at you.
You can see one of my favorite animals up ahead here, going to be on our right, the Ankole cattle with those big old horns. The Ankole are the only domesticated animal on the reserve. They're also called Watusi cattle after the tribe who first domesticated them. The horns are very large, but they're not too heavy. They are hollow on the inside. A honeycomb-shaped pattern to help circulate their blood and keep them cool.
Look at the size of that.
I'll pull up in between everyone here. Just behind the Ankole, you can see some springbok, a very small antelope species. They're fully grown. They only reach about 3 feet in height. Get their name from the way that they spring up into the air as they run. It's a display that they do called pronking. They'll typically do this when they're afraid or excited. About the size of an elephant.
Whoa.
Judging by his size and the fact it does look like there is only one, very good chance it's a male. The male is usually found in a herd of fully grown males known as a bachelor herd or all alone, living a solitary life. This is because elephants are matriarchal, so they're led by that primary female. Somewhere between the age of 15 and 18, males just don't need a female to take care of them anymore, so they get the boot. Oh, he was hanging out on our old road. Unless he turned around, though, it's not going to be the best view, but still an elephant. We don't use that road anymore these days, so it's good to see someone's getting some use out of it. Got washed away a while back. Since then, we've been taking our trusty old bridge. This is the oldest bridge in Harambe, and it can look a little scary, but if you just close your eyes like I do, you barely even notice. Like we finally made it to the other side here, and it does look like some elephants have made their way through here as well. You can see a few tusk marks in the red clay on either side of us. Elephants like to eat red clay, so they'll scrape it off with their tusks. It's kind of like a giant vitamin. Provides them with all their minerals.
Oh, look at that.
Looks like there's a better set of elephants out there.
Oh, tusk.
In that direction, so you get a little bit better look. They are an incredibly social creature. They'll mix and mingle with different herds throughout the day, kind of like a giant play date. Then at night, they go home to their respective families, and they spend the night there with them. You might notice that they are a little bit dirty. They actually have very sensitive skin, so they spend a lot of time throwing dirt and mud on their backs, which acts as a sort of sunscreen to help protect them. If they feel too overheated, they can always just flap those big ears. That can lower their body temperature by almost 10 degrees. Well, it looks like we've stumbled upon a flamboyance of flamingos. These look like greater flamingo, the tallest flamingo species. Because they are so tall, their pink pigment stretches just a little bit farther, so they're also the palest of the flamingos. Any good wilderness explorer knows that flamingos get their color from their diet. They eat a lot of food rich in beta-carotene, things like shrimp and algae. When they eat enough, they'll turn pink. It's a process that can take about 2 years from their birth. Off to our right side here as well, these are Patterson's eland. They're just a bit too close for comfort, so I'm not going to stop or roll by pretty slow. Flamboyant, because it's what a group of flamingos is called. A lot of animals have unique names for their groups like that. We saw a bloat of hippos earlier, as well as a tower of giraffes. Now this is a crash of rhinos. These are white rhino, larger cousin to the black rhino that we saw earlier. They weigh significantly more, about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds, can still charge at 35 miles an hour. A group of rhino, no matter what kind, will always be called crash. Very fitting name, considering that they can't really see more than 5 feet from their face. They have really good hearing, though. One of the main differences between the two species is actually not their color. They are both shades of gray. White is a mistranslation of the Afrikaans word bite, which means wide. White rhinos have a wider, flat lip, as opposed to the triangular-shaped lip of the black rhino. I'm gonna pull around this corner here. Keep your eyes on our left. If you look at those fallen logs there, look to the left of them. You can see a cheetah on the hill. He has his head up.
Way up there, way up top.
Cheetah are one of the fastest land animals in the world, reaching speeds of 50 to 60 miles an hour. If you maintain those fast speeds for too long,
see that stick
that's
that's pointed up? It's to the left. See him?
I'm just gonna pull up a bit more. There's another one.
Right there, right
easier
there.
to see. Still on our left,
down,
next to
hard to
over though.
He's way up on the hill.
Cheetahs are pretty unique predators. They are day hunters. A lot of predators will hunt during the day. If you've ever seen their face, they have those dark lines under their eyes. They help deflect sunlight as they run. He's in a bit of a weird spot. He's going to be blocked by those trees for a little while here, but he'll go by pretty slow.
See right there? Just behind that green tree right there. Keep looking behind that tree.
Well, despite the strong athleticism of a cheetah, they tend to lose their prey to a lot stronger animals like lions and hyenas. Lions are your typical predator. They're nocturnal. They sleep or rest most of their day, about 16 to 20 hours of it. Males tend to sleep a little bit more than females do, since the females are the primary hunters in the pride. Predators do like to hang out these copy rocks here on our left, so we'll drive around, see if anyone's hanging out today. Most predators are smart enough not to lay out during the daytime though, but we might get lucky. You can see the rest of that crash of rhinos off to our right. They're just on the top of the hill. So you can actually see how good their hearing is. Their ears are moving around a bit in different directions, trying to figure out all the sounds coming from. Their ears are very large and shaped like funnels to help them channel the sound.
We're here.
On our right as well, there you can see a bontebok. Bontebok are relative to the wildebeest. In the right light, that brown coat looks almost purple. That's the reason why they were hunted to near extinction in the early 19th century. At one point, there were only 17 of them left in the world. Up ahead here on our left, you can actually see a couple of lions. There's a male right between the grasses there, but at the very top rock, you can see a female. There's another one a little closer to us as well. That's a good girl to be the girl there.
Way up top.
Since lions are so inactive most of their day, they're really only awake about 3 years of their entire life. It's a great dream. Since they're nocturnal, they are built for nighttime. Their day vision is like ours. It's not great, but their night vision is 6 times stronger than that of a human's. Even their feet get in on the action. They have special pads on their paws. Helps them move quickly and quietly in the darkness without being detected. You should be able to see another white rhino off to our right again there. Maybe even that bontebok. Well, since the 19th century, bontebok numbers have climbed, but only on reserves. They are still technically extinct in the wild. Their whole species was saved by one farmer out in Africa. He just thought he was doing a nice thing, so he built a fence around the 17 remaining ones. Little did he know, bontebok can't jump, so he helped repopulate the species just by building a fence. Speaking of scimitar horns, you see one on our left there. They will drink it if it's there, but only out of convenience and not necessity. It's a superpower that comes in handy considering they're a desert-dwelling animal. They can eat a large meal, then go wander out the desert until they find a new source of food. They're a pretty rare sight these days as well. Up until recently, they were considered to be extinct in the wild. Reserves are one of the few places you can see them. Thanks to conservation efforts and breeding programs, their numbers have climbed, and a few groups have been released out into the wild with the hopes that they would continue to do the same out there.
It's the same. That's the guy off Hercules.
With that, my friends, it does look like we're headed back to the village of Harambe, which means that our safari is coming to an end.
Go where?
On Splash Mountain.
You're crazy. Where are we going?
Splash Mountain. Come on now.
No.